Welcome back to Good Day State Line. It's Tuesday Trends. It's the first Tuesday Trends of 2022. We're so happy to have Corinne. We love when you stop by. You give us the best ideas. Corinne from the Copper Cow, of course. That's where you can find her all over social media. She's refreshed our set a little. We got rid of the Christmas vibes. We got the, what would you call, like New Year, New You vibes?
Yeah, there you go. Just refreshing, bringing new life to it. I kept it really, really neutral this time because you have this big, beautiful, colorful backdrop. I just want to keep things really, really clean and neutral for winter.
I think it's funny because some people get sad when they're putting away Christmas decorations because they're like, it was so fun and festive. And I started putting mine away yesterday and I was like, honestly, I'm not hating the clean.
Yeah, it's not bad, right? You kind of feel like everything is a little bit more minimalized.
Yes.
Yeah, you kind of feel refreshed.
Plus a lot of people, I too, like you kind of want to clean, right?
Yeah.
In January, you're like, I got to clean those things
you need
I
to do like a
never
deep clean. Yeah.
So you got to get rid of the clutter.
Yeah, all that clutter, all the like Christmas stuff, all your presents, all the boxes, all the wrapping.
And I really love this color. I know we talked about it when we talked Christmas decor, how it's a great Christmas couch, but it's also a beautiful neutral.
Oh yeah, you could keep this year round and decorate it however you want.
And I was super glad you didn't get rid of this chair.
I know,
I know.
That's my main reason that I haven't switched out furniture yet.
I love this
because I know you love that chair.
It's like, you got to sit in it sometime.
It is comfy.
So comfortable. So that, of course, Corinne is always redecorating our set for us for the seasons. But speaking of something that used to be seasonal and it's kind of not, it's kind of all year round now, weddings.
Weddings, yeah. So, I mean, we still have that busy season, but right now people are so desperate that it is a year-round thing now.
I saw a wedding. It was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
3 o'clock. I was driving down East State Street a couple weeks ago, and it was at the Standard, and I was like, it's a wedding.
Yeah, we had several weekday weddings this year. Not only is it cheaper, but if you're really looking for like a September or October date, you're gonna get desperate. So
and a lot of people, of course, recently engaged over the holidays. So there's
it is engagement season.
On the
wedding
mind.
season is over. Engagement season has started.
Okay, so if you did recently get engaged, or you want to get engaged, or you just want to plan a wedding, no matter if you're dating anyone or not, plan it.
You can start. It's never too early to start. Literally,
it's never too early. We've learned that after this pandemic.
Yeah, it is never too early to start.
All right, so tell us some of the top tips for 2022.
Yep. So some of my best tips that are very neutral and versatile tips that I use for all of my couples, no matter what your budget is. Starting with your budgeting.
Okay.
Be realistic. You don't have to put yourselves into debt, figuring out your budget. I know that a lot of people have family members that help out, but more often than not, I work with couples who are working on their own.
Sure.
So be realistic. The best way to keep your budget down is cutting that guest list. Because it's kind of more is more. More people, more food, more alcohol, more tables, more centerpieces. It's more everything.
Yeah.
So you want to keep that guest list in control because it can get really out of control really quickly.
And I feel like if you think about it, obviously some people just have bigger families than others, right?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
if you think about it, like, if you're not gonna go say hello to that person at your wedding, do they need to be there?
They don't need to be there. They don't need to be there, and you really need to like keep it in check. Because I've had brides say, I don't even know who that is. And I'm like, why are they here? They don't need to be invited if they don't deserve an invite.
I love it. It's a good one.
The next thing is streamlining your timeline. So there's a lot of ways that you can do that. You can cut your cake right after your intros, which is a huge thing that we've been doing recently. The other thing is family photos.
Okay.
Have that list for family photos. That is where you're really taking up time. If you tell people ahead of time, with your invites even, or give them a phone call and say, hey, we need you to stick around for family photos. We're gonna need you later, and you're not scrambling looking for people. Your photographer should have that list of everyone that needs a family photo. I always tell people that there's something about when the photographer says, okay, we're doing family formals, all of a sudden everyone on your guest list thinks, they're either missing or they think that they need to be in the pictures. So you have this line of people who are not on that family formals list, and then everyone on that list is out drinking. So have that list, let them know ahead of time that you need them there. There's just ways to streamline things and
my
make it go a lot
parents missed out
easier.
on a family photo once at one of my cousin's weddings. They're just not
it
there.
happens all the time because they just disappear.
Yeah.
You can have your officiant make an announcement, but it is best to let them know ahead of time. Stick around after the ceremony, we're gonna need you.
For sure.
Yep.
All right, another tip.
So another tip is decor. Decor is so huge on your wedding day, but keep it relevant to your style.
Okay.
If you wouldn't display it in your home, it doesn't belong in your wedding. Even if it's a guest book or a card box or anything decor-wise. If you would not put it on your coffee table at home, it doesn't need to be there.
And you're the queen of decor, and you're telling people to like, chill out. Like,
yeah, it's
don't
totally
go overboard.
okay.
Yeah.
And like, so many people go into the stores and they say, well, that screams wedding. You're probably never gonna use it again.
Yeah.
And it's probably not even your style. So it's okay to even bring things from home. I have people do that all the time. But then you can reuse things as decor in your home after your wedding.
I feel like talk to your friends and family too. I had a friend who got married this year and she borrowed 3 of my trays and cupcake stands that are just sitting in my apartment. And I kind of forgot they were gone.
Yeah,
she gave them back. I was
absolutely.
like, oh.
Yep, so you can reuse things. You can definitely reuse things. But yeah, it's small stuff like that. So speaking of small stuff, the other thing is there's a few smaller tips that people really kind of overlook, and that's keeping your details set aside for your photographer for a flat lay. So invites, rings, shoes, all sorts of little, knickknacks from your wedding day to keep those memories photographed. And shoes is breaking in your wedding shoes.
Wear them around.
Wear them around. Wear them around the house. Do your dishes in them. Wear them when you're cleaning. Wear them on a walk. Break them in. Because so many people spend so much money on these beautiful shoes and they have to take them off within a couple hours because they just cannot stand them. So there's a few small things.
Did you get any more?
I think there's a couple more.
Emily, Emily, our producer, who's getting married next January, by the way, taking in every single tip, making sure we don't forget one behind the scenes. Be flexible.
Yeah, so be flexible. Be flexible is a huge one, especially with your vendors. But all in all, on your whole day, be flexible. I can't guarantee that everything is going to be right.
Right.
There's gonna be something that goes wrong, but at the end of the day, you're just as married. You're just as married.
You're just as married.
And keep that in mind with your budget too.
Yeah.
You're just as married at the end of the day. Whether you spend $3,000 or $20,000, you're just as married.
You're the same married. And custom email. Okay, this is a good one. This will be our last one, so tell us about this.
Yes, so when you're going to those bridal expos or you're signing up for the knot and the wedding wire, you're sending out vendor emails, create a custom wedding email.
Okay.
So whether it's like, your new last name, Mr. and Mrs., whatever it is, a custom wedding email so that you can keep track of everything in one place.
That's a really smart thing. I feel like you should do that for every category of your life.
Yeah, seriously, right?
You can find Corinne at the Twisted Bridal Show Friday, February 18th. All the details also at the Twisted Tulip and the Copper Cow online, everywhere on social media. Make sure you follow her.
Tickets are on Eventbrite.
Okay, perfect. And you can, I know we have the link on our Facebook page. We can share it too.
Yep.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
of course, always good to see you.
I love being here.
See any trends on social media you want us to try out, send them to us on Facebook or GDS at fox39.com. We'll be right back.